if you've listened to the first two looks at Peter's letter, you may have picked up a sense that he is content with the way that God has taken him, with the changes that he's seen that God has done in his own life, with the permanence of God's walk alongside him. And he's just loved seeing other people transformed. And he's talking to his friends and he's preparing them and saying, look, hang on to what is going on in your lives. That's why it gives them a kind of roadmap of these are the things that God is doing. It's easier to see as you look back these different stages. And then towards the end of that chapter, he talks about prophecy. When God says something, he's painting a picture of reality and it's bursting through into our world. These aren't people's opinions. It's the truth opened up to guide you, steer you, encourage you. And chapter 2, in a way he's painting a clear picture of the world around you. And not so much taking a shine off the optimism, but saying, but come on, this is the reality you will be up against, and there will be people opposed to you, and they'll be firmly opposed to you. And the worst thing is, some of these will have known the truth and will have stepped out of it. So just like Jesus was saying, people will hate you. He's preparing them in the same way, but it's good. It grounds them in reality. So he starts off by talking about prophets. He's saying, look, there will also lying prophets among the people then, just as there will be lying religious teachers among you. They'll smuggle in destructive divisions, pitting you against each other, biting the hand of the one who gave them a chance to have their lives back. They put themselves on a fast downhill slide to destruction, but not before they recruit a crowd of mixed up followers who can't tell right from wrong. That's always the danger. You lose track of reality, God's reality. They give the way of truth a bad name. They're only out for themselves. They'll say anything that sounds good to exploit you. They won't, of course, get by with it. They'll come to a bad end, for God has never just stood by and let that kind of thing go on. Sometimes that's the hope that keeps us going, and we know that things are wrong. God will never stand by and let it go on. It will come to an end. We wait for that. That's very much the theme of the next chapter, which I'll get on to the next little talk. But it then goes on just to say how set people are in their ways. I suppose how intransigent and how unmovable they will be. Which is sad. But he's really pointing out God will defend his truth. He sums up the chapter by saying this: if they've escaped from the slum of sin by experiencing our Master and Saviour, Jesus Christ, and then slid back into that same old life again, they're worse than if they had never left. Better not to have started out on the straight road to God than to start out and then turn back, repudiating the experience and the holy command. They proved the point of prophets. A dog goes back to its own vomit, and a scrubbed up pig heads for the mud. I kind of want to say at the end, so, dear children of God who've tasted just forgiveness and cleanness, and yeah, it's tough, but as he said in this last passage, we've started out on the straight road to God. We've experienced the holy commandment, and we have known the reliability of the prophets. Let's stick with Jesus and shine as lights in the world.